I'm Anders Halsberg, Technical Fellow in the Developer Division of Microsoft, and I'm here to talk about a new project of ours called TypeScript.
Why TypeScript? It's a question that I often get from viewers.
TypeScript has taken over web development over the last few years, and many of the new projects being built are using TypeScript, and pretty much every library out there uses TypeScript.
I also want to show people that have never touched TypeScript before just how easy it is to learn. By the end of this video, you're going to be up and going with TypeScript.
Why TypeScript? This is the question I have been asked so many times. So in this video, where we are going to dive into the world of TypeScript and explore why it has become such a popular choice among developers. Here we are on Google Trends, and you can see the interest in TypeScript has been steadily rising over the past few years. Let's write some JavaScript code and find out why do we need TypeScript. Okay, at first we will open the terminal and we will navigate to the desktop and make a folder there with the name of WHYTS, and then we will cd to that directory and we will initialize the npm. The npm initializer will ask you some questions. We just want them to be default. Just hit enter, and at last you need to write yes. Then we'll write code dot to open the VS Code editor, and here we are. To demonstrate the use of TypeScript, we are going to make a very simple web applications. Right now, if we move to the package.json, we can see we don't have any dependencies there. So let's install some. We are going to install a very popular library called Axios. Axios used to make a network request for web applications. Sometimes we may run into some issues while installing the packages, so we may need to run the command again with sudo. This time it will install the packages successfully. Since our package is installed, now we can start to create our app. We will create a file called index.js. Now we will import the package we just installed from npm. The Axios package get a method called axios.get. The get method receives a string which should be an URL. Now we need a URL which we can use into the get method of Axios to retrieve some data from the server. There are hundreds of public API services that we can use for this purpose, but we are going to use a JSON placeholder on this demonstration. First, go to google.com and search for fake API. At the first link, you will get the JSON placeholder. Scroll down a bit and you will see the list of APIs, and here we are interested in to-dos. We are going to take only the first to-dos, so we can use the IDs for it. If we use that ID, it will only return the first to-do. So let's copy it and move to our IDE and paste it there. Now we will handle the response and console log all the data. Now let's go back to the terminal and try to run that file with node space index.ts command. After hitting the enter, we can see that an error pop-ups. The reason of the error is we used import statement into our file. To fix this error, we need to go to the package.json and we need to tell Node.js that we are going to use module. Now save the file and get back to the terminal and run the command again, and voila, you can see that the data successfully fetched and print out to the console. Now get back to the VS Code and this time print out all the properties one by one. Here I will make some mistakes intentionally with the last two properties. Keep watching the video and you will get to know why I make these mistakes intentionally. Now get back to the terminal again and run the file. This time the first two items printed correctly and the last two items returned undefined. As you can see, when we write the last two items incorrectly, there is no indication in the IDE that we actually made a mistake. JavaScript language don't have any built-in type system, so there is no way to catch an error while you are writing the code. The only way to find a bug when you will actually execute the code. And here TypeScript comes to save us. The main purpose of the TypeScript is to help developer to catch bug before the execution. If you are writing code in TypeScript, there is a very little chance that you will get into this type of error. So let's convert this script into TypeScript and see how TypeScript can help us to resolve our issues. First, we need to change the file extension to TS instead of JS. Now let's write some TypeScript code. At first, we will write a type for to do, and inside the to do we will list out all the properties that we are expecting to get from the API. Okay, so this is our type. Now we need to implement it into the response from the Axios. Now let's refactor the code a little bit so that we don't need to repeat response.data on every line. To implement the type into our code, we need to put a colon and then the name of the type. After implementing the type, we can immediately see it in action. You can see the last two lines is now in red in color. Our TypeScript is telling us that, hey, something is wrong with your code and you need to fix that. If you hover over the error code, it will give you some useful information and link on how you can fix this error or what's wrong with the code. For the first error, we need to write the title with lowercase t and we need to write completed instead of complete. As you can see, the IDE is telling us that the property complete does not exist on type to do. Did you mean completed? And that is exactly the case. So let's fix the last error, and that's it. That is all about the TypeScript. As you can see, we define the type and we expect the data to match our type. Okay, so let's run our TypeScript code. But before running it, we need to do few things. Node.js does not know how to run a TypeScript file, so we need to compile it. To help with the compilation, we need another library, and the library name is tsnode. And last but not least, we need to remove the type property from package.json. Now let's run the file with tsnode index.ts and voila, as you can see, all the data successfully printed into the console. So that's it. If you enjoyed my video, please consider to like and subscribe it. I have a plan to bring a lot of interesting content in next week. So thanks for watching and see you in the next one.